Huge fans of the interwebs, it's me, SilverSG1, coming at you for another Transformers review. And this time we've gone from G1 Thrust to Generations Thrust. Yeah, I thought I'd do this guy. I don't think I've reviewed him before, and he's pretty fucking cool. As all the Generation Seekers are. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room with this one though. When this came out, Thundercracker came out as well, because in the original Classics line, Starscream, Skywarp and Ramjet came out, and then the botcon set, is it Games of Deception, I want to say? What is it? I can't remember. I think it's that set. Anyway, the botcon set, because this guy came out, when did he come out, this guy? 2010, 9 years ago. Holy fucking sauce, man. Anyway, yeah, and then that set brought out the other Seekers, Dedge, Thrust and Thundercracker, and some incredibly incredulous arsehole decided that he wanted to boycott those and get them banned because he'd bought that set at BotCon and, you know, didn't want anybody else to have these figures. But Hasbro went, fuck you, we're releasing them, and there you go. And I think this is a better version of Thrust anyway. I think BotCon 07, Thundercracker Ramjet, Thrust, let's see, I think it's the same design. No, it's just it's a slightly different one actually. He's got slightly different wings, but I think the wings on this one are better. Oh fuck. There we go. Yeah, he's got slightly different wings, so it makes it a different figure anyway, because the wings are slightly shorter. But anyway, I'm not talking about that figure, I'm talking about this figure. This is Generations Thrust, and he is fucking cool. And we'll give you a little bit of BG. Let's see if I can read it this time without stuttering all over the place. Thrust was great to have around during the early days of the war, when the Decepticons won victory after victory. His thundering engines and shouted threats terrified the few Autobots that stood against him. It wasn't until later, when the Autobots got organised enough to put up a real fight, that Thrust began screaming like an alpha unit and fleeing at the first sign of danger. Okay then. So yeah, there he is. And he's got some really nice sculpted detail in there. It's a Seeker mould, you know, you've even got the emulated the old G1 sticker on the side there, visible face, which is very G1, and you've got, you know, basically a robot underneath. But, you know, it's really cool. You can take these engines off. You've got some, you know, if you want, you can take these little VTOL engines off, which are quite nice. They do spin somewhat, but, you know, they don't really spin, if you know what I mean. So you get two of those engines, which are pretty cool. And then you could have him without those engines on, and he still looks pretty cool, like that. You could, if you want, take off the guns and put them on the back wings, so it doesn't look, you know, too sticky outy. So you can have it like that if you really wanted to, and you could put the wings on, and you could put the guns on one side to make him a bit asymmetrical, and then you could go kind of like X-Wing in flight mode if you really wanted to. I mean, the options are there if you wanted to. You could do that, you know, which is pretty cool. But that's just the way it is. You know, there are options, and you can do whatever you like. So we'll take the guns off, and we'll take him to robot mode. And he's a Generation Seeker. He has the same transformation. Oh, fucking hell, computer's bleeping at me. I have to change those sounds, they are horrible. So basically, you just pull his legs down like that. You can move these, but I like to leave them up. You can take out his little feeties, which are like, that one's, oh, sorry, that's a bit stiff, that one. And then separate what will become the legs. And then you rotate these up like so, which is really cool. And then you push this entire assembly forward. So you get the intake there and push that entire assembly forward. And then you pull out his arms there. And then you reach into there. And then you pull out his little, you can see what I'm doing, pull out his little fists. Oh, my arm's aching. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. And then you just rotate. Oh no, before you do that, you get this section, you rotate that round like that, you disconnect it from there, rotate it round, and then sort of finagle it in till it sits in there properly, like so. And that's not in properly. There we are. Boom, 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 and boom. And there he is in robot mode. Very fucking cool. To give him his complete look, you can give him his guns, which is that one there. He can actually hold these guns if you really wanted him to. So you can actually have him hold the gun as well. But he's a Seeker. They go on the arms, don't they? And there he is in robot mode. Very fucking cool. Very cool. I wish you could put these down here, you know, but it's just the nature of the beast. I mean, you could... Let's see. I have to move everything out of the way here. Let's see. So I'm going to have to almost transform him back to rotate those arms around because there's no clearance. I mean, you could... I'm only going to do the one because I'm going to transform it back in a minute. I mean, you could leave the wings and have them like that if you wanted to. It doesn't look too bad, but to be honest, I like them better up on this one. If there were a bit more down here, I think it would have been better. But yeah, you know, so I'm going to have to transform him almost, his arm almost all the way back to get some clearance. And for some reason that gun's fell out. See, just do it real quickly. There we go. Come on. I'm on camera now. There we go. And there he is in robot mode. Really fucking cool. I do like the colour scheme on this guy. Same as G1, but you've added these extra sort of gold bits in there and in the intakes there. Check out his bonds. He's got a really nice bonds. Oh, I forgot that you can actually have landing gear. You can pull out these bits and you can give him landing gear. But it doesn't really, they don't move or anything like that, and it only really ranges him up. Sorry, I've hurt my back. I don't know what I've done. Everything's hurting at the moment. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you watch me grimace. That's nice, isn't it? So yeah, and there he is. So he's got some quite good articulation, but his arms will rotate 360, but they are kind of hindered by the kibble. I mean, you can put it out of the way, but the guns are hindered by the kibble as well, which really annoys me about this mould. But there is a way you can do it. Oh, you can move out of the shoulder, you can bend at the elbow, and his wrists move in a little bit. So he's got some quite nice movement out of him. But what also you can do is, part of the transformation, you can put his arm up like that and then rotate it in slightly. So he's got slightly a cockeyed angle, which is quite nice. So we'll do that for the arm as well. So you can get that pose out of him. His legs will go forward, will go back, will rotate sideways, they will bend at the knee, and that's your lot. Oh, and they rotate at the knee as well. So you can get some really good poses out of this fella. But he's just really cool, so when I drop him. But he is suffering from mould degradation because they've used this mould quite a lot of times, especially in the classics generations mould, because we've got, you know, all the 6 Seekers plus Sunstorm. The Henke did the Sunstorm plus Acid Storm, and then they did another version of Starscream, which is more G1 colours, and then they did. Do you know what? I'm on the internet here as well. Got all the Botcon ones as well, and then Shattered Glass Thundercracker, Collector's Code Ramjet, which is G2 Ramjet, and then there's Botcon Hot Link. Oh yeah. Which is the purple one. Oh, I might have to see if I can find those. So there's Hot Link, Sunstorm, and Bitstream as well. Which are the sort of the other colours. I think the Rainmakers, I think. Who else have we got in this mould? And then there is Nacelle as well. Which is, so there's a few more Seekers. If I can get my hands on that, it'd be quite nice. But yeah, so he's not too difficult to find these days. I mean, if you're at TF Nation, which I'm going to be there, it's going to be fucking cool. You could probably pick this guy up for 20 quid, I would think. I'm sure Toy Fu will have them. I mean, you can rotate the tail fins down, but it doesn't look that good, to be honest. So I'll leave these rotated up. So yeah, he's pretty cool. I do like him, but then again, I do like Thrust. I think he's a great character, even though he doesn't really do anything in the cartoon. I think the look of him, the fact that he's just a braggart fucking warrior bastard, you know, and, you know, and he's got quite a good voice, and I can't remember who does the voice for Thrust. Because his biggest moment he shines in Megatron's Master Plan, where he chases Chip to the Ark, and then he smashes through the ceiling, and then he destroys Teletron 1, thus dooming the Decepticons because they'd won. You know, if he hadn't destroyed it, the Autobots would have been destroyed. But you know, you can't blame him really. He was just his orders were to bring back Chip. You know, it's like, we miss you back at the power plant, human. Why are you here? Why, it's just a burned out wreck. Like Thrust, he's cool. Yeah, so that's me. That's Generations Thrust. Then they said G1 Thrust then. The usual, like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to tell me we've got new content out. You can check out my Transformers playlist, but check out my Star Trek one as well. And you can hit me on Patreon for a whole bunch of rewards and stuff like that. So when I can get that sorted, but I will do, don't worry. So yeah, so thanks very much. I'll check you out. Check me out next time. No, let's not do that. Tune in next time for another Star Trek review, and but I will be doing a lot more Transformers when I have time, because I've got a lot of hours this week. I'm off tomorrow, it's payday, I'm going out with my dad, I'm going to have a few beers down the pub, so you know, it's going to be good. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all very soon. Adios.